Hello, hello, hello. Welcome now, Stock Trades. It's been a while since we've talked. I gathered some data for you guys just to kind of add on to the collective. Maybe you guys are thinking this. You guys maybe have seen this pattern within the market. Just going to summarize a couple of things that we are looking at here regarding the stock market. So comment down below what you guys think after this video. During the video, I put it on live just to give you guys a very quick chat here. Without further ado, let me share the screen with you here. So, uh, right now, the whole goal of the matter right now is deciding when is this market going to bottom and when are we going to start essentially arriving to a point where the market's going to start ripping. Because remember, the market is always prognostic of future outcomes. It usually is around 6 to 12 months, and sometimes it oscillates that, which means that the market always tries to predict where the future of this country is going to go into. Okay. What up? What up? What up? Hey, long time no see. Um, so, so the goal here is, for long-term investors, this really doesn't matter. You would just continue doing your intrinsic value calculations, finding stocks that pretty much give you a great discount rate with a margin of safety, and you would essentially get a good rate of return once the stock price ascends to its intrinsic value. Just recently, one stock reported box. I got one of your guys' messages. We are going to take a look at that. Not in this video, but in subsequent videos. But what I want to share with you today is there's something called the XLK optics, right?
Okay.
And if we were to go here and if we go to XLK, it's a technology sector. And what we're experiencing now, and this is more for this specific graph, is more for short-term momentums. If you were to trade off of these, this helps you do these long-term trades where you're able to do swing trades and be very successful at it. Like, for example, this was a great buy here. You would buy, then it basically peaked here, and it would sell. There's different types of traders, and you know how I told you in our stock trades, we want to be the one-stop shop. We want to be able to serve long-term investors, and these are going to be more our doctors, our lawyers, people that are have a career. Like, for example, like myself, I did them all, but now I'm transitioning to a point where I'm more of a long-term investor. But I do swing trades, and I like to use data to help me. Also, sometimes some day trades, depending on the market cycle, right? And especially when short squeeze stocks start hitting, and that's when I have to utilize tools to help me. But this, if we were to put this in a box, this is more for swing trades. And what we're seeing here is we're starting to approach a level of bullish reversal in regarding to a short-term momentum for stocks. Okay. So let's go ahead and shift gears. I have more to show you in terms of these graphs, but for all of our mastering stock market students, if you go to the home, go to course curriculum, scroll all the way to the bottom, we're going to be adding way more things. This is just beta right now. Go all the way down to the useful charts. You can either go to the NASDAQ or whatever. Click on the S&P 500 technical analysis. You'll see an old version of this where it'll show you exactly, I labeled some support and resistant lines. All you need to do now is to just hit this link here. Just press this link. Please use the pre-graph chart for S&P 500 by clicking the link. As soon as you click this link, it'll take you to a chart. And I scheduled this chart to automatically pre-populate when you click it. And what you'll see here is if you zoom in, we have a red line here. Now, if you don't know what the red line is, you just go to the upper left-hand corner where you get, the days here, and you say the red line is the 200-day moving average. So what we're starting to see, which is 3,600, we are bouncing off of the 200-day moving average. Again, day traders, swing traders, and heck, even some long-term investors are looking at this and they're saying, wait a minute, are we about to undergo another bear market rally? Now, I didn't have this graph up. I put this graph so many times, and I'm going to beat it like a dead horse. Such a very nasty saying. I don't know why it became so pop culture, but the 30-week MA is a 200-day as well. And this is the line is that MA moving average. And then The stock, what you want to do is this is from a great book for how to essentially win in bear markets, and how to not get trapped in bear markets, and how to be good at technical analysis. But we're starting to see here, when you are going down this bear market slash recession, you're going to get these bumps called bear market rallies, and you want to be careful because you want to wait till consolidation happens before it crosses up here to honestly mentally help your mind at ease, knowing that, okay, we may have approached this bottom. Now, again, this book is more for technical investors, and we like to combine fundamental and technicals together. So, for all of my fundamentalists out there, you might say, well, I mean, I do intrinsic value calculation. I don't really care about so much the technicals. I just care about, is the price lower than the value of the company, and is there a margin of safety on top of it just to protect my initial investment? And yes, you can use this as well by essentially pre-programming on when you should double down the most. Personally, other stocks could be down here, while, let's say, for example, Apple or Microsoft may be up here. Okay. So I believe this is what's happening right now. You can see how that looks just like it right now, right? Again, we still haven't crossed the 200 based off of this location here, but we're transcending back down. We definitely crossed over the 50 day moving average. Okay, so this is exactly what we're thinking of doing. We could retrace above this and hit the next 50-day, but just understand that this could be another bear market rally. We shall see. Or it could just bounce off of this 200 MA, and we could be looking at a market bottom. Understand that you have to, again, the red means it's going down, the black means it's going up, and make sure you look at the volume here, and also look at the MACD, okay? And you want obviously favorable conditions, which means the black is over the red, which gives you a positive momentum, okay? So just to help you with that, and also your RSI here, we're literally near oversold regions. It's great to be here, and it's great to buy here. These are longer time frames, so you can see we're you could just straight up just buy whenever we hit this and call yourself an investor, and you would do really well. But you can see this takes patience, because these are not minutes. This is a year or two. You see what I'm saying? So we'll be teaching you guys this if you guys don't already know it, and go even more deeper into the technicals. Same thing with the NASDAQ. We're hitting here, and we hit right on our support line. Again, let's go back up to here. So remember how we drew this support line here, that we drew this months ago. You can see that we're hitting it, and everything is in line with our technical analysis. Okay, so just to give you guys, again, go to our mastering, click on this button, and it will always pre-populate. So you'll always have some graph that I've looked into, and I've did my technicals on. Okay, all right. So now let's go back to our graphs here. So now we do have a bear market signal. And whenever we do get these signals, because you have to understand, life isn't just black or white. There's gray. There's bullish signals and there's bearish signals. And I like to bring you both to the argument, and you decide how you're going to proceed. I can give you my hypothesis, and then you can, put yours in. And I would love to see your hypothesis in the comment section, because I want this to be two-way. Because we're a team here. Okay. That's, kind of like how I like to run everything. Everyone's, teamwork here. Okay. So, whenever you get these signals, the last time we got these signals was back in 2000, right? Which is not good, right? So this means that we could, these are early signals, which means that potentially we could be getting ready for another leg down in the market. We could get another bear market rally like what we see here, and then a leg down, and maybe some frequent bear market rallies. But in argument to 2000, the markets weren't as efficient back then as what they were back here. Many people are in the market, and they are literally consistently uploaded into the market news which is good, but also bad, especially for retail investors. Okay. So there's that. Now, this is the IWM breadth index with greater than 200-day moving average. So what is an IWM? I'm sure like all the technical analysis buffs out there, like what in the world is that? So no worries. This basically measures the small caps, like for example, the Russell indexes. And what we basically see here is whenever we get into a level where we get a huge clunch of dots in this location under the green, it is a very great time to start doubling down in the small caps. But then you just can't buy any small caps. This is where I tell you technical analysis needs to feed into the fundamentals. That's when you got to look at free cash flow, the balance sheet, all of these things to make sure the investment is a business. It has a business model that's successful. Okay. So as you can see, every time we've hit these regions here, we always do really well. And on average, in a 1 year time frame, we do 37%, 21 for the 6 months, 8.6, 4 for the 3 months, even 9% too, and 7% for the 2 months. So from this perspective, it is looking fresh for small caps. Now we could go ahead and analyze and take in all of the small caps, all of the Russell index, and basically streamline data. And what we see here, we are approaching a time at 190 to 200 days where small caps are going to start doing well. Now, you just remind yourself, when did CHAMATH sell? Well, CHAMATH sold around literally here. And he probably has this graph here where you basically pre-plant how good or bad small caps do. And usually they tend to go down near here because of tax loss harvesting. Okay. And then after a month, 30 days, then we start seeing this beautiful increase because they're trying to rebuy back in to take advantage of, the IRS laws. And then, the story rinses and repeats. Okay. So that's kind of what we're looking at. It is essentially, it's a seasonality. It is more favorable. Small caps are favorable during these times because you have this trend. Now, again, the trend can be your friend, but again, you got to be careful because, it can not always happen. Okay. So there's that. So there's pretty much the data I wanted to tell you. And again, I have so much to give you. There's a lot of knowledge to kind of give to you guys, but I don't want to overwhelm you. I'm going to just kind of give you bits and pieces. So if you haven't done so, please consider subscribing so we can grow our community. And we're going to give you bits and pieces of information to basically get you kind of an understanding of what's happening in the market. Many people are undergoing, and hedge funds are undergoing, tax loss harvesting. Many individuals and hedge funds and entities are trying to basically see, can the Federal Reserve put a clamp down on inflation? And we're already starting to see, even with the negative CPI print, we are technically seeing the economy and inflation is going to go down. And really the only thing that's honestly making inflation really continue to be a pain in the rear is Putin's war. And once that's taken care of, the market is going to rebound like crazy. The problem with Putin is that these types of wars, we don't know when they're going to end. So, it just needs a flip of a switch. It could escalate too, which I don't think is going to happen because China will not support Putin. That's for sure. But you can see how it's the stock market has also become like oil now. It's become very geopolitical. Okay. So these are the things that are going in my mind and what I'm thinking. And I personally believe the federal funds rate will approach 4% in Q1 of 2023. So I do believe within 6 months of that time frame, which we are slowly coming towards, I do believe the market will get into a position where we will start to see a great pattern where participants in the market will continue to drive it up. And then retail investors will stay on the sidelines until that euphoria kicks in once they really believe the market's finally going up. Now, many are, we're very cautiously optimistic because in my eyes, I don't see a normal market until 2025. That's in my eyes. And that's how much, how long I plan on keeping Clover at least that much to see if it ascends to our intrinsic value. Okay. So this is a kind of the synopsis of what's happening. Let's go ahead and look at the comments and then we'll go from there. And then I'm going to go back to, I have an exam on Friday. I just did a neuro exam. So you guys I posted a video to make you guys laugh and also to calm my nerves. I did some patellar reflexes on my dog. So I hope that made you laugh. Okay. So let's go ahead and look at here. Yeah, no, yeah. Usually I do this streams whenever I have time. I wish I can do them a little bit more predictable, but uh, the year I'm in right now with medicine, I'm seeing doctors different every day, and every doctor has their own structure, and I have to respect that. So it's been a little bit. I cannot wait till residency where I have some form of structure. At least fourth year, Okay. Expectations. I do believe they are going to beat expectations on the revenue end. But earnings per share is going to be a crapshoot. We'll see. It could be in reverse. But I'm not too concerned about the analysts' expectations. I don't frankly respect the analysts' expectations. I more want to look at costs. Are they keeping down costs? Are they getting to a point of free cash flow neutrality? I'm not looking for positivity yet, just getting closer to that neutrality. Okay. It's all about net income now, cash burn, and free cash flow. I want to know that. I want to know how they are investing their money. What is the CapEx? What is CapEx? Go to the free cash flow, go to operation from, capital expenditures. And we will be teaching all this, by the way. If you're like, what the hell is this? We'll be teaching all of this on the mastering. Don't worry. We're going to break it down to a point where you'll be able to teach it yourself. Okay. Because that's what Albert Einstein said. If you can't teach it to your grandma, then you don't know it that well. Okay. So let's continue. So I would say, when is very difficult in the market. It is, but if I had to put a date on it, we always said a year ago, 2 year, year and a half ago, a year ago, whenever we started talking about Clover a year ago, we said about, God, boy, does time go by fast. We say about 2024, 2025, but with this war, I would push it up by a year, 2025, 2026. But we will definitely see. I'm not selling until at least $25. That's pretty much my blueprint. But if they continue with subpar revenue growth with free cash flow positivity and net income positivity, then we will continue raising our price target. Okay. Okay. Let's see here. I'm just running down your comments so no one's left behind here. Exactly. He's going to push the stock higher. But honestly, there was a buyer and a seller. So for all of our mastering and all of our Al Stock Alerts members, I remember some of you, I'm very good and grateful that you're using the technology. A lot of you found out when you looked at the hidden dark pool buys and prints, the dark pool, you saw that many people bought the dark pool block trade at $1.50. So you saw that there was a buyer and there was a seller and there was a buyer. So you were able to catch a huge block order while CHAMATH was selling. And I remember you guys saying, what in the world is going on? So I do believe, if I kind of always think to myself, maybe CHAMATH has a friend who bought it. I don't know. Maybe, and they might have a deal or something, or maybe he just literally strategically just sold and hoping for the best. I don't know. His fund is in the negative though, but don't worry, everyone else's except Ridgewater's by Ray Dalio. Okay. So for Nova NOVN, If you're a part of the Al Stock Alerts, put that in the poll and we will do it in our bi-monthly meetings, which I expect to do this Saturday. Okay. And for people that don't know, oh yeah, and also Neo. Neo's a great one. We'll break down, look at their cars and everything, and do an intrinsic value calculation in connection with the Chinese economy to see how that's going to do, because they just basically prolonged their GDP number. Okay, so that's really important to look at. But we'll go ahead and do these bi-monthly meetings where we're going to sit down, talk as a group, and slowly we will move these bi-monthly meetings into the metaverse, where if don't like the metaverse, you will still access to your 2D computer. And for people that want to be engulfed in the metaverse, we will have these goggles on and we'll be able to speak to each other like I'm literally standing here in front of you, and there'll be a computer above my head where I'll be able to share with you my screen, and a computer above your head, a screen above your head where you can share your screen. So it's like we're connected. Okay. So we're trying to think outside the box to really drive home the point in bringing Wall Street to Main Street and really creating a neural network startup of just smart folks that want to read, that want to learn, and not just want to just get wealthy, but to get wealthy in a classy way. Okay. So usually wash sales for the IRS is about a month, 30 days. Correct me if I'm wrong. It's about 30 days. Yeah. Okay. Um yeah, so that is yeah, so that I'm just checking the computer here, making sure I didn't miss anything for you guys. I love each and every one of you guys, and I want to make sure that we serve you guys and understand that the market is dirty. Wall Street's dirty, and it's a very dirty game. And I'm very happy that we have a community and we're building a community where we can all come together and brainstorm. Okay, but yeah, I love each and every one of you guys, and I'll see you on the next one.